Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today is going to be flight number 7 towards my instrument rating. Today's going to be a little bit different as we're not going on a cross country anywhere. What we're actually doing is we're working on unusual attitudes and also on partial panel. So what can happen, again, for partial panel, if you're in a traditional aircraft, this is you lose your vacuum system or you have a pitot-static icing up. And so you have to kind of understand which systems are going to be affected and how you can basically safely maintain the aircraft with the other information presented. Just as I have a glass panel in here, it's not necessarily going to be the loss of a vacuum system. It'd be like, for example, the loss of an AHRS module, so loss of that attitude reference. The other thing that could happen, again, is a pitot-static ice up. And so learning today is how to use the other information I have available in order to safely maintain the aircraft in level flight and return to the ground safely. So the other thing we're doing is obviously upset recovery under IFR conditions. So in this case, we'll be blocking out my vision, and Ron will be taking control of the aircraft, putting it into unusual attitude, and having me recover the airplane at that point strictly on instruments. So it should be a great day, and I can't wait to get this thing started. As you see, we got an early morning launch because we're trying to get stuff done before really kind of the afternoon weather, and when I say weather, Arizona weather, where we get a lot of unstable air moving through. And that just makes this type of training a little bit harder. So with that being said, I'm going to finish up the pre-flight and we're going to get in the air. Yeah, surprisingly, every now and then the big airports actually have cheaper fuel, so it's actually 25 cents a gallon. Cheaper over here at Yuma, so I'm gonna grab some gas. Put in as well as use checklist. There we go. Come back to this. We'll get another one. All right, so like my list. Or takeoff checklist. Oh, so flight controls on, pre-collect elevator trim is set. Radios are set, GPS waypoints, if we had them, they'd be set. Altitude set to 1,200, throttle to 2,000 RPM. Did our ignition checks, oil temperature, oil pressure do check, fuel pressure did check. Mixture as required, we are basically at sea level, throttle is now to idle. Traffic detector is on, and pitot heat on is required when we have it installed, and then canopies are secured and latched. So, pre-takeoff checklist is complete. Looks good. Right. So let me get another sticky star. Yep. Covered up. I want to kind of sneak it this way a little bit. Just for that is it tells me my vertical speed. Yep. All right. Yuma Tower, experimental 9018, Lima November is holding short of Zulu 3, ready for departure.
Experimental 9018, Lima November, Yuma Tower, runway 35 at Zulu 3, wind 330 at 7, clear for takeoff, and it's your destination.
All right, clear for takeoff, and we're just going to be a part of the north.
Hey, Lima November, Roger, climb on course unrestricted.
All right, climb on course unrestricted, 8 Lima November. Final.
So, heading, but so that's tied into the magnetic?
That is the magnetic heading.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's try that, centering on the center line, see what that is, if it...
357.
And then try maintaining that 357 without looking outside too much. Try to focus on that much as you can see. You can be pretty far off, but still, it'll be good.
There we go.
I know that's one of the pre-takeoff checklists for like commercial air carriers is verifying the heading is the runway that they're intending to take off on, because they've had some problems of people picking the wrong runway.
Yep. Alright, and I'm on the foggles. Ready. UMO approach experimental 918 Lima November 1500, looking for flight following just a local VFR training flight.
718 Lima November squawk 0430.
0430, 8 Lima November.
Todd and I got 420 yesterday.
Ooh. Pull power back a little bit, 13200 RPM. Now this will also, because of this constant fixed bridge, I can watch kind of a climb by a decrease in RPM.
Yep.
Alright, so 325. Let's go back to 357 to get on the heading we were on.
Alright, Lima November, turn right to heading 360.
360. Standard rate turn. That is a track at 360. And we are on a heading of 360, so 360, and I've climbed up about 200 feet. I need to.
And so, you know, a big thing on a check ride is if you're off altitude or heading, that you identify it and make corrections.
Yeah, so I was off by altitude there, so I'm trying to descend right now.
Yeah. And when you're making corrections, you probably don't want to retrim. You just want to push it down.
Yeah.
And then you should still be trimmed for level flight.
Yeah.
Although since we were gradually climbing, you're probably a little trimmed up.
Yeah.
All right, so what I want to do is we're going to do a timed turn.
Okay.
With, you still have the magnetic reference.
Yes.
But I'll give you, a left turn to 270, and if you start the timer, we'll make a left turn 90 degree.
Left turn 90 degrees, so we'll turn 270.
And we'll do it.
So let me set this to 270.
With the timer.
And then if you'd hit the timer, please.
Okay.
So,
ready? Boom.
Go. Okay.
And
so
standard rate.
Okay, so standard rate. So for 90 degree turn, that should be
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Boom. There's 30 seconds. Start your rollout. Yep. 70. Coming up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of eased into it.
Yeah, I can ease.
Empire 8802, you approach loud and clear, altimeter is 2997. You can expect a visual approach 3 left.
So it's more important to watch the heading since you have the heading.
Yeah.
But just using the time as a
backup.
All right, let's try one going back to. Let's go all the way around to east 090.
Okay, so let's set this to
the right.
Yeah, I'm just. Oh, you want me to go to the right?
Yeah. I mean.
Okay, so let's go 090, and I'll hit my start, and we will start my turn.
Okay. Standard rate and altitude are your two big.
Yep, I'm on altitude and standard rate, and
going to 090.
So that should be 1 minute.
1 minute. Yep. And there's
Right in the minute, and we're right on an east heading.
Charlie Delta 11, copy all El Centro, altimeter is 3000, contact El Centro approach on 292.2.
And approach experimental 8 Lima November, we're going to be moving to 3,500 for some maneuvers.
8 Lima November, roger.
Alright. Go ahead and turn right to 360.
Charlie Delta 41, roger.
Yep. Just go back to a normal cruise.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here.
More like an approach speed, not en route cruise.
Okay, so I'm somewhere about. Well, here, this is a VA or
80 or something.
And flight 2118, the Skyhawk traffic, 12 o'clock and about 2 miles now, 3,000.
VA is 91.
Should be no factor for you. Go ahead and contact tower 119.3.
Alrighty, ready?
Yeah, your control.
Alright, I got the plane looking down in the seat.
Yep.
I'm just going to kind of do some wiggling back and forth and just kind of mess around with us a little bit. Your brain all shook up first.
Yep.
Airplane.
Airplane. So we want to go full power?
Yep, full power. Nose down, wings level.
Yep.
Yep. Alright. Speed, and then back. As soon as your airspeed's back, you reduce power back to what it was.
9 Mike Golf, copy all. Just ensure you remain clear of the restricted area. It's active. Contact tower.
And left turn to, I don't know, back to 360.
Alright. You'll drive that, don't you?
Yeah.
Alright.
Actually, I'll go ahead and take
Charlie Delta 41, copy all. Radar services terminated. Squawk 4000. Frequency changes approved. Just be advised the Abelice is hot 5,000 and above. And additional traffic for you, just orbiting in the area of BART, 3,500's an experimental.
Alright, airplane. Reduce power, wind level, and pull up. Yep. Got your cruise power.
Yeah.
Do another one.
There you go.
Alright, so this time I'm not going to say the thing about power and pitch and wings level, or power, wings level, then pitch.
Yep.
I want you to do whatever it takes.
Okay.
Okay. Reduce power, wings level, and pitch up. Yep. Alright, get the power back to where you want it. I'll take it over again.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
Alright. Alright, it's your... Yep. So, like, on a check ride, you just want to, you know, you can even say it, you know, nose high, full power, pitch coming down, wings level. That way, you know, he knows that you know the right order. And it's perfectly fine to be talking while you're doing the check ride. Alright, so, was it, there was, partial panel descent, so. Put the
Sticky note back on.
I'll let you do it.
I'm gonna do that right there, because that way I can see a little more. Yep. And I'm gonna do.
And I guess we could go ahead and intercept. Let's just go direct to BARD, or if you want to come in on that radio.
Yeah, might as well just come in to.
Actually, we could do the approach partial panel.
Yeah. We'll just do. I think without the procedure turn.
Yep. So if you want to call them and let
Experimental 918 Lima November with request.
November 918 Lima November, go ahead.
Yeah, we'd like to do the VOR 17 approach in practice.
November 8 Lima November, would you like IFR handling?
Not at this time, we can just do it in visual.
November 8 Lima November, your VFR practice approach is approved. No separation services will be provided.
Roger, 8 Lima November.
Experimental 8 Lima November, contact Yuma Tower 119.3.
119.3, 8 Lima November. And then it's
Outbound
167, yep. In close anyways. Yuma Tower, Experimental 918 Lima November is overbarred, executing the VOR approach.
Experimental 918 Lima November, Yuma Tower. At Pilot's discretion, circle west of the field center or left downwind runway 35.
Alright, at Pilot's discretion, circle to the west of the field and enter downwind runway 35, 8 Lima November.
But we have...
November 8 Lima November, once established on your left downwind for runway 35, extend downwind, I'll call your base. You're going to be following a Skyhawk on a right base for 35.
Roger, 8 Lima November. And I'm back to say we are probably, based on what I'm seeing out on here, we are at the mist, so let's take a look. And I see the field. Yep, so we'll do our circle. And Tower 8 Lima November, we are circling this time.
8 Lima November, roger.
Alright, field's on property, make sure it's rich. Power feed is on. Trim is being set.
Traffic.
Trim set for landing. Power set.
8 Lima November, base turns approved. That traffic is now on short. Final, runway 35, wind 350 at 9er, check goes down, clear to land number 2.
Clear to land number 2, and I have the traffic inside 8 Lima November. He's just really...
Yeah, he is low.
Yep. I don't think it's much better than that.
Yeah.
Obstacle.
8 Lima November, you parking at Millionaire?
No, we're heading to the northwest hangars.
Roger, taxi down to the end, left at the end, contact ground 1 off.
Alright, you want me to just get up in Zulu 3?
Negative, you could continue down to the end and make a left turn at the end and contact ground.
We'll do 8 Lima November.
Flight 7 again, in the books, unusual attitudes, partial panel. Partial panel, I think I worked it up in my head to be more than it was because I flew for a really long period of time, maybe like 100 hours without even having some of the primary flight instrumentation that I have now. Like for example, I didn't have an attitude reference. So yeah, I had a basic VFR panel for quite a period of time. So I think that kind of helped me in my stick and rudder skills, specifically when we were doing the partial panel work. But yeah, on top of that, the unusual attitudes were definitely interesting and did kind of challenge me quite a bit. But either way, in the books, getting even closer to finishing up my instrument rating. I wouldn't be able to do this without the help of my sponsors. As you guys know, GRT Avionics has come on board in a big way and is really supporting me and getting this done and showing you guys really how good their panels work. Think about it, for $1,800 you're able to pick up the Sport EX, which is really for what it is, it's a very powerful, well-featured ethos, and it gives you all the capability you need to do this type of flying. Now you add in a couple of bells and whistles, you put in a nav radio, you can easily be into a full IFR panel for less than about $5,000 or $6,000, which is an amazing value. Also sponsoring me, as you guys know, is CamGuard. I did that video with them recently showing you guys the improvements that it makes in your wear metals over time in the motors. I'm now using it 100% of the time, and it is really showing to be quite a good investment, especially for the low cost it is to add that in there for that additional protection to your motors. But now, this is me telling you guys for next time, until next time, for projects like this, planes I got in the garage, get in the air, get building, get flying, and I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the air.